In this video, I'm going to be talking for 10 minutes or so with minimum editing, so if you're more interested in something that's visually entertaining or more upbeat, this might not be the video for you. Feel free to click away. But today I will be talking about body image, mental health, and self-love, etc., etc. And I wish you'll stay till the end to hear me out. It's been almost over an year, a little over a year, since I started revealing my face, as people say, face reveal, on YouTube. Before, I didn't even show my face. I showed my hands or some of my body parts to just show you guys study tips. And also before that, the name of my channel was Study With Me, so basically it was just me studying and sharing study tips, so I didn't really feel the need to show my face. But I felt that my creativity was limited, which was why I decided to shift and change my channel name and reveal my face and everything. And I have been able to do that for the past year because I was confident in myself. I had gained a lot of confidence. I was feeling more comfortable on camera. I wasn't as shy as I was before, because I used to be really shy. And I was really happy for myself because I felt myself growing, and I felt that I was expressing more and more of how I was feeling, and I was less afraid to be who I was. But I think it was recently when things got a bit not the direction that I thought things would go. Yeah, I think it has a lot of things to do with me being in a new environment, living in a new city, in a new country. Well, although even if it is temporary, it's been challenging to fit into the new environment, trying to find a new community to commit myself into. And I think in the process I was stressing out a lot, and I felt more burned out easily than I used to be, and it was a bit hard, and I didn't really think much about it. But the thing is, after coming here to the US, I have shot several videos. Nothing special, it was just college vlogs basically. I had one where I just vlogged myself going to class and doing stuff, nothing special, and my feelings as an exchange student, and what it was like, and my feelings and stuff. And I also shot another video of me decorating my dorm room, because it was my first time living away from home, so I thought it was really fun to share my experience with you guys. But then I sit down to edit my videos, because usually before I start editing, I just go through my files and see what they look like on a computer screen, and I was just not happy with the way that I looked, which is why I decided to delete my the whole video file that I organized, because I just didn't feel like posting it on the internet. I didn't want to look at myself when I was and edit my videos, because I just didn't feel like it. And I thought, I think it was mostly because I just wasn't really happy with the way that I looked. I think that was the more bigger reason of why I decided to delete my videos. Now that I have, last year, since I have gained a lot more subscribers and followers and viewers, it feels like I have this own standard that I built, and my expectations are now so high that if I just don't live up to them, or if I make a video and I just don't feel like they are up to that standard, I just lose my motivation and I just don't do anything, and I just decide not to post anything, which is a really bad habit. And especially because I've started to compare myself with a lot of other vloggers and YouTubers, that I just felt that I wasn't either entertaining enough or looked like a vlogger enough, or talked or had the personality and traits to be one. And I know it sounds ridiculous, and I know I'm really in the process of overcoming it, but at that moment when I was sitting at my desk with my laptop going through my video files, I just wasn't happy with myself. And I think this really links to what media portrays. Media has been shifting a lot recently. I really like how there's more diversity involved. We talk about a lot more issues that hasn't been talked about before. We see a lot of faces, a lot of people that would have never been able to make it on screen with the old traditional media, but now we see people from different backgrounds, different shapes, sizes, and colors, and I think that's a great movement of going forward. But although we are trying to change beauty standards, we are trying to say that you should be happy with how you look, I still think that it's different from letting people know that it's okay to be different. It's okay to look like you. Let me clear that out. So these days in media, I do see a lot more people like me. It's been more accepting, and especially with social media, you can definitely see a lot more people that look like you in ways of your ethnicity or your shape or your body type and stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can get to love yourself more and accept your own unique way that you look on the outside physically. And I think it's been really difficult for me to accept that. Although I always thought of myself as being confident of who I am, a lot of my friends do tell me that I seem a lot comfortable on camera, I seem very confident, and I've always thought of myself like that, especially after starting YouTube and being more being able to be energetic in front of you guys. But like, that doesn't really mean that I'll be mentally healthy forever, right? Like, it was just kind of hard for me to really love myself the way that I was. I rarely get any hate comments or any comments. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be from YouTube, from people that I know or like people on the internet. Sometimes I do get criticism. I'm usually okay with that because they're just like, they're really little. Like, there's not a lot of people that do that. But I think there was one incident that really hit me hard. I got fat shamed by a person recently. Recently, and I don't even know if she watches my videos at all or if she just follows me on Instagram or whatever, but she was Korean. She was a middle-aged woman, and I know that she has a daughter that is similar, like in the same age group as me. And well, I don't know too much about her backstory, but she fat shamed me, and at first I didn't really let that get to me because usually when I hear those stuff, I just brush it away. I just don't really think much about it. But then I think unconsciously it was still somewhere inside my brain, and I just didn't let it go. And I'm not sure if I fully let that go yet. Maybe it is still in the back of my head because this was not supposed to go like this. Recently, I've seen more artists release songs that are related to self-love, loving yourself, how you should be able to love yourself in order to love anybody else. And I do like and support the message that they are sending, but I do think that it's really hard for someone to do that. Even if you hear the message, I've been listening to Love Yourself by BTS since it came out. But just because I listen to that song, I know and I tell myself that I should love myself, but that doesn't really mean that I am fully able to love myself, because I might think that consciously, but like mentally, do I have that mindset every single day when I wake up? Well, I can't really say that, because there are still a lot of people and a lot of sources that tell us that the opposite. And it's been difficult to cope with that, especially as I look at myself on YouTube. I do also like the fact that mental health is talked about a lot more than the past. People are talking about it more. There have been a lot more sources, I believe, that can help you. But I still think that it's really hard for someone to actually realize that they need to do something about their mental health. Like, let's say if you have a scratch on your arm and you're bleeding, well, you know that you're bleeding, so you go to the doctor or you seek for some kind of treatment. If you don't treat yourself, then someone else would see that you're bleeding and they will tell you, oh my God, what's wrong with your arm? You should go see a doctor, or you should get some kind of treatment. But then the thing about mental health is, if you don't have someone that knows you truly, and you don't have a person that communicates with you truthfully, it's really hard to tell if someone is going through something bad if they don't express it enough. If you're like a person like me that really hides a lot of your feelings and you don't really say what you're thinking fully, then people around you will never know if you don't speak out first. And it's really hard, because if you keep thinking that to yourself and you don't express how you feel, then sometimes I lie to myself and just tell myself that I'm okay when clearly I'm not. And when anyone asks me, oh, how are you doing these days? I just tell them, oh, I'm good. And you know what? Usually they don't really care unless they're like really close friends. And I think especially living abroad with not a lot of family around me, not having someone that cares as much as my family to ask on me every day, has also been kind of influencing me to going down this downhill of mental health, because the only time that I get to speak with my friends and family back in Korea is when they call me, and sometimes, technical devices, I don't feel comfortable talking through a technical device, and it's just different from having someone physically be next to you to listen to your own story. And sometimes I just wrap my feelings with a nice bow and just present myself as if I'm doing well when clearly I'm not. And all these things are just going inside my head, and I decided I should stop, and I should stop doing this to myself, because I have been so harsh on myself lately. Especially, I have been brutal, I have been mean to myself. I just let myself stress out, I let myself be mentally unhealthy, and I've just let myself hate myself. I just wish that I can use this process as growth, and that I can grow to be a bigger person. I'm really happy that I made this video. Hopefully you guys will be able to relate to some of that content that I said. But anyways, that's it. That's all I have for today. I hope you have a lovely rest of the weekend if you're seeing this by the time I upload it. And happy Halloween, I guess. Wow, this is not what I was planning to do for a Halloween video, but I guess this is it. This is all I have for October, and I will come back with more visually fun stuff. So stay subscribed for that, and I'll see you guys soon.